You've been moving through life quietly, but you can feel someone watching from a distance. They want closeness, yet they hesitate, because you don't feel easy to enter. In this message, we're naming the unspoken shift your presence creates in them, without forcing anything to happen. There are feelings that don't arrive loudly. They don't rush in. They don't demand attention. But the quieter they are, the deeper they go. And that's the way this person sees you. From the beginning, you entered their world as someone with your own private distance. Not cold. Not unreachable in a cruel way. Just self-contained. Hard to read. Hard to predict. Hard to touch without permission. And what's interesting is, you didn't even have to try. You didn't have to flirt louder. You didn't have to explain yourself more. You didn't have to shape-shift into something more easy to like. Your stillness did the work. Your depth did the work. Something about you made them pause and look longer than they normally would. Because you carry yourself like someone who's lived. Like someone who's been through enough to know who she is. Like someone who isn't waiting for another person to complete her. And to them, that's rare. You're the kind of woman who, the more silent she is, the more other people start thinking. They start filling in the gaps. They start wondering what you're feeling. They start wondering what you've survived. They start wondering if they could ever really be the one to reach you. And this person, they've been wondering. But what you awaken in them isn't just a simple crush. It isn't a quick spark they'll forget in a week. It's something heavier than that. It's the feeling of being forced to face their own heart. You didn't even mean to do that. You just showed up as yourself, and suddenly, the things they've avoided in themselves became harder to ignore. Before you, they could stay in that familiar fog. The half-feelings. The vague connections. The maybe one day energy that never turns into anything real. But your presence pulls them out of that. You bring clarity into a space where they've been comfortable staying unclear. And there are nights they think of you, not because of a specific action you did. Not because of some dramatic moment. But because there's a feeling they can't shake. That meeting you marks something. Like your appearance is a quiet turning point in their emotional life. And here's the part most people don't notice at first. In their mind, you're tied to the feeling of enough. You don't feel like chaos. You don't feel like chasing. You don't feel like someone who would play games just to feel powerful. You feel steady. There's a gentleness in you that calms them. A sincerity in you that makes them trust. And a very specific kind of magnetism that makes them, against their better judgment, start imagining something good. Not fantasy in a reckless way. More like hope. Like you're a wish they've never said out loud. A wish they've kept quiet inside themselves for a long time. Because they're afraid that the moment they admit it, everything will change. And yes, they're afraid of that change. Because inside them, there's a real inner battle happening. One part wants to move closer. Wants to step out of their comfort zone. Wants to stop watching from a distance and finally show up. But the other part is comparing. Overthinking. Second-guessing. Asking, am I good enough for her? Am I stable enough? Do I even belong in her world? And this isn't because they're pretending. This isn't a lack of sincerity. It's fear. Fear of losing. Fear of being seen too clearly. Fear of losing control. Because deep down, they know that if they step forward, they might not be able to go back to how it was before. And this is where things quietly shift. Even though they're afraid, they don't want this connection to stay half-finished forever. They don't want it to remain in that in-between space. There's something in them craving a new way of approaching you. Slower. Realer. More emotionally grown. It's possible they're changing their mindset in silence. Changing their attitude. Preparing themselves to let go of old habits that no longer fit. Not to impress you, but so they can come to you as a better version of themselves. A version that doesn't hide behind hesitation. A version that doesn't run the moment it starts to feel real. But listen. The road ahead between you isn't some huge wave that crashes all at once. It's more like a seed. A small beginning that needs time. Patience. And the kind of actions that are simple, but real. A message at the right time. A check-in that isn't performative. A conversation that goes a little deeper than usual. A steady care that doesn't need to be loud to be felt. If both of you allow this connection to grow naturally, without forcing, without testing, without playing, it has the potential to become something lasting. Something valuable. Because if we had to say it simply, they're not moved by what you do. They're moved by who you are. And that's exactly why they feel three things at once. Desire. Caution. And an inability to look away. So if you've been feeling that quiet pull, if you've been sensing someone circling closer in their own slow way, just breathe. You don't have to chase the outcome. You don't have to prove anything. You only have to stay in your truth. Because the kind of woman you are already makes people change. Without you ever asking them to. Soft reminder, if this message felt like it was speaking directly to you, you can stay with this channel. And if you'd like, you can leave a simple "I receive" in the comments, not for me, but as a quiet way of honoring yourself.